Is there a coin that can go all the way from about $40 to $1,000 within a year? Let's find out. Turns out that Mr. Donald McIntyre, a crypto enthusiast and expert, has made the bold prediction that Ethereum Classic can go up to $1,000 this year. Yes, you heard it. Let's see why. Let's see what he thinks. Let's take a look. Before I go into his prediction, I have to talk to you a little bit about Ethereum Classic. Have you heard of the word Ethereum? Of course you have. Everybody has heard of Ethereum. So Ethereum Classic is the brother of Ethereum. What? Yeah. In fact, it's the older brother of Ethereum. What? Yes. So at the beginning, there was one Ethereum. And that one Ethereum was born right after Bitcoin, several years after Bitcoin. And it was the first smart contract, proof of work, consensus algorithm that can actually run contracts, create NFTs on top of it, and is proof of work, right? Then an attack happened, a hack happened where a lot of the coins were stolen. There was a breach into the system and a lot of coins were stolen. When that happened, all of the different coders and programmers and supporters of the team, the development team, got together and started voting on what the direction of the network should be. One team decided that they wanted to preserve code, preserve the history of the bridge. They wanted to maintain a rule that code was law. Another team decided that they wanted to do right by the people that got hurt and offer some coins back to them, and at the same time develop a new network that will have a completely new roadmap, a completely new future, a completely new way of thinking about crypto and smart contracts. So that's when the network that decided that wanted to keep code is law and maintain the history of the network created Ethereum Classic, which is the original network. Then Ethereum was born. Yes, Ethereum was born. Pretty similar to our friends Terra Luna and Terra Luna Classic, right? So Terra Luna Classic is the original Terra Luna that was completely destroyed. I do not want to compare Ethereum Classic with Terra Luna Classic because they're completely different. So Ethereum Classic was born, or stayed the course. They more and more became separated from one another. More and more they became completely different. As of right now, the only thing they share is the fact that they're both proof of work and both are programmable. And they're both the only network that right now is proof of work and programmable. They share that. And that's about to change. Ethereum has created a roadmap for which that tries to create it more scalable, and transactions to be a little faster or a lot faster, transactions per second, and it's trying to give away its security because that's the compromise it's doing. Versus Ethereum Classic, which is maintaining its own consensus, its own proof of work algorithm, and it's remaining the same curse. It is improving over time. In fact, it's getting upgrades often, but it's not moving away from proof of work. They have decided that they will never move to proof of work. They have decided that they will never erase the history of its network, of his consensus, and will maintain the history on the blockchain of everything that ever happened. So the move from proof of work to proof of stake for Ethereum is causing a lot of momentum for Ethereum Classic, and that's part of what Mr. Donald McIntyre has to do. But now that you know the history, and you know the fact that they're a fork of each other. That's what it's called, a fork of each other. Let's go take a look at what he says and what he believes. So he predicts that Ethereum Classic will go to $1,000 this year. And his prediction is first based on a positioning logic. The positioning logic looks at the first top 10 proof of work coins. Looks at the top 10 proof of work coins and starts making assumptions about where they may be in relationship to one another. It's almost like saying, if the market of European cars is being controlled by BMW, Mercedes, Range Rover, Ferrari, and Audi, right? And let's say Volkswagen, and let's say Mercedes is the biggest one, and it has 50% of all of the volume. Then which one is the second one? And then as a percentage of what the first one is getting, what would the second one be? So they are kind of grouping them together on one similar and like-to-like group, and then he's deciding which one will have what attributes, and because of those attributes, where would it be? So his first move is to say Ethereum no more. The second biggest network, the altcoin, is moving from proof of work to proof of stake. So we're gonna move it to a completely new bucket, and it's going to be competing on that realm with other people. It's not going to be a base layer, which is proof of work is the base layer. Then there's other layers. So that one's moving away. Then on the group of proof of work, we have the big daddy, Bitcoin. We have Ethereum, which is going to be out. And then we have Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Moneda, Cadena, Bitcoin SV, and AMP. Okay, so let's then talk about the different reasons why Mr. Ethereum Classic will actually be able to move on. Dogecoin is very, very similar to Bitcoin in the way that it was created. In fact, it is a fork of Bitcoin and Litecoin. If I'm mistaken, please comment and let me know, but that's what I know about the history. But Dogecoin, in my opinion, that's not his opinion, but my opinion is very useless. It's literally useless. I don't see any particular use for it other than it may be able to function as a method of payment method, but that's it. That's it. Doesn't have any smart contract capability, doesn't have any scalability, doesn't have any speed, doesn't have any. Pretty much Bitcoin, but it's not deflationary. It's got unlimited supply. It's got all of these different things about it. And one positive thing or negative thing is that it has Mr. Elon Musk backing it up. Litecoin is very similar to Bitcoin. So if Dogecoin is similar to Bitcoin, but it's got a unlimited supply, and Litecoin is similar to Bitcoin, and there's not much difference to it, and Bitcoin Cash is similar to Bitcoin, there's not much difference to it, right? Why would any of those occupy the second place on the bottom? They wouldn't. They will not, right? So that being said, Dogecoin does not have a cap of supply, it's unlimited supply, and is not programmable. Litecoin is pretty much the same thing as Bitcoin, so why have it twice? Bitcoin Cash is pretty much the same thing as Bitcoin, just different block sizes and things like that. The way it was put together does not work. Ethereum Classic happens to have proof of work, POW, plus programmable, which is the mirror image of what Ethereum is doing right now before the merge. Okay, so Ethereum Classic can easily occupy that place. And then you say, well, why not Monero? Monero is a security code, a privacy coin. Privacy coins will have a place for them, and they might as well be occupying some 4th and 5th place at some point. But with governments wanting to be controlling all of our privacy, they will likely be killed. Okay, in my opinion, a lot of the privacy coins may be killed. Maybe one will survive out of all of them. Okay, so I don't see that happen. Cadena is another coin that does have a lot of the same capabilities of Ethereum Classic, but I don't believe, I haven't checked it, I don't believe it's programmable. Right? So that is Mr. McIntyre's thinking. That's what he's thinking about. That's how he's thinking about it. You guys let me know if you agree. So that's the first thing, position. The second thing that he's talking about is the fact that the future of crypto is to be layered, so that we have base layers and we have other layers on top of them and we have other layers on top of them. His thinking about layers has to do with the fact that you if you want it all, you can't have it all, right? Here, like, I'm an architect, right? So we always say scope, time, and budget. You can't have the three. Everything, if you want it fast, it won't be cheap, and it won't be good. So quality, right? Scope, time, and budget. So if you want it fast and you want it good, then it's gonna take a while to get it done, right? So things like that. So looking at that, the layers of this is that you cannot be the fastest network, and you cannot be the most secure network, and you cannot be a programmable network, and you cannot be, all of those things together. It's just not gonna work. So his thinking is that the future of the industry will be to have layer ones, let's call them L1, which will be the most secure. And security comes out of proof of work. Proof of work is a way by which all computers that are being run by miners who actually get rewarded with coins for their work of validating all of the transactions across the whole world, will be secure in the network. And some of them become node operators after X amount of mining capabilities, right? So those will be the layer ones. And who do we have there? Bitcoin and Ethereum Classic. Those are the two he says. Then we will have proof of stake systems like Ethereum, Solana, right? ADA, right? Cardano, Polygon Matic. Those will be on that place. Then we will have the dApps, which are MetaMask, wallets, trust wallets, stable coins, NFTs, things like that. Then we'll have other wallets and services. And probably in here, I would see something like Stellar Lumens. And if you've never heard of it, that's probably one that I will put on the layer 4, between layer 3 and layer 4. So that's how he sees the future of the industry, so that you can obtain all of the benefits of crypto in different levels: security, speed, functionality, different case scenarios, and use and things like that. All right. Then he's talking about the bull market and the cycles, and he believes that we will get to another bull cycle this year. And he was thinking that we were gonna have it all the way in May, between I think it was May and March. That didn't happen. So he's thinking June this year was the year. So now we're in July, we're in August now. So he's saying that the bull market will start, and when the bull market begins, which it looks like we're delayed on, then Ethereum Classic will start moving. Okay. So a couple of other things I want to tell you about Ethereum Classic that he believes make it so much better than a lot of coins. ETC, remember this, everybody pay attention to this. ETC equals BTC plus ETH. Okay. So these two coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, combined make ETC. Why? Because ETC is proof of work with limited supply, deflationary, which is what Bitcoin's policy, monetary policy is. Proof of work, secured, limited supply, capped, and every X amount of years, it reduces by a fifth. They call it the fifthening. But Bitcoin is not programmable. Ethereum is programmable, and Ethereum Classic happens to be programmable. It's the only coin that has those two attributes at the same time. Okay? So that gives him a little bit of a competitive edge. Couple of things are happening that he mentioned. One is that the fifth inning just happened actually in April, and they will continue to happen and will continue to reduce its supply. Right? The merge is happening, which will create a vacancy for Ethereum Classic on the market so that Ethereum Classic can actually gain momentum and take on that place. Okay? Another thing that will happen is there's some other things regarding inflation and printing of money, which that will resume again. Believe it or not, the Feds are right now controlling the money supply, taking money out of the market, but they will begin printing more money again because that's just how the system works. That's just how the cycle works, okay? So when that happens, there's going to be more money in the market, okay? So they're right now increasing interest rates. We are basically a zero, like a level, right? Before we were very, very open. Now we're tightened. We may probably increase it a little more, but we probably will show that we have peaked in inflation, and that's going to start bringing us back to reality, okay? So he talks about the millennials and zoomers, he talks about institutional investors, he talks about all of these different things. But in general, the way he breaks it up is because of all of these different events. Another thing that I want you to think about is that he uses the term 1000. I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I think in a couple minutes. But the number 1000, he comes from the fact that, let's say we got gold, right? And if Bitcoin is digital gold, maybe Bitcoin will be at half the value of gold within X amount of years. And if ETC has a market share of BTC, with that said, we will be a certain value, let's say 1/2 of Bitcoin, maybe not even 1/2, maybe 1/4 of Bitcoin, 1/8 of Bitcoin. But as BTC takes away from gold's value, then ETC is going to gain more value, okay? Because it will be recognized as the only proof of work programmable with limited supply and deflationary algorithm. What do I think? I've had my eyes on Ethereum Classic for a long time. It's been one of my favorite coins before I even understood crypto very much. I don't know, the way it looked, the way it moved, the way it behaved on the markets, on the charts, something about it was just really remarkable. Then I learned about the people that hold it, like Grayscale, right? So Grayscale holds it and all the people hold it. So when I learned about that, I started paying more and more attention, looking about who was funding it. What was the team? Was the team active? The team is indeed active. The team has been funded, and it was funded by Grayscale for a while. One of Grayscale's members, trust members, was one of the board members of Ethereum Classic. He just stepped out in March this year, 2022. And today is August 3rd of 2022. And the coin has gone up by 150% in the last month. Do I believe it's possible? Yes. Do I believe Ethereum Classic has a bright future? Yes. Do I believe it will go to $1,000 this year? No. I do not. I do not. By no means do I believe Ethereum Classic will go to $1,000. Okay? No. No financial advice. I'm just telling you what I think. Can it get to $200? Yes. That may be a target for me. 100, 150, 200? Yes. Do I see it at 500? No. In the long term? Yes. Not in the short term. And I don't think we are there. It's August right now, August 3rd. We got only, 4 more months to go, 6 more months to go. The year is almost over. I don't think so. I don't think we can do it. All right? So that's my opinion. I hope you like this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I love Ethereum Classic. I do hold some Ethereum Classic, and I'm going to continue to hold Ethereum Classic. You don't have to do what I do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, what I believe, Darwin Fortuna here, Fortuna Flow. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.